Susanna now. Let's move on to Brussels, where the European Union could be about to take another step towards closer integration with the launch of a digital ID wallet for its 450 million citizens. The app would hold data from driving licence to medical information and qualifications. It would also allow its holders to confirm their identity anywhere in the bloc, replacing digital ID issued by individual countries. Well, joining me now, Javier Espinosa, who's the EU correspondent for the Financial Times, and has been following this story for quite some time from Brussels. Thanks very much for joining us today, Javier. It's good to see you.
Morning.
Good morning. Now, how new is this idea and how's it going to work? Concerns around privacy here, security, for example. Is that behind some of the reticence we've seen on these kind of big data projects before?
Yes, that's right. And we have seen it, for example, very recently with the deployment of these tracking apps during the pandemic, which, you know, in some countries turned out to be a
probabilities. Do you think Europeans are going to go for this?
Well, we already, as I said, we had the issue with the tracking apps. We already see that the take-up of the current system is.
Now, Google has named its 30 European tech businesses that it's going to be awarding grants to from its $2 million Black Founders Fund. Now, this fund is designed to address a lack of equality and access to startup capital. According to recent research, just 1% of startups headed by Black people win venture capital funding in the United States, with similar levels right across Europe, in fact, and also here in the UK. Now, Stephanie Nenter, first off, congratulations to you for being a recipient of this funding. That's fantastic news. To your view and in your experience, why do you think that we're seeing research like this? Why do you think just 1% of black-headed funds actually receive venture capital funding? That is the case. Stephanie, tell me, what does this grant mean to you personally?
For me, it means a lot because it's something, you know, for the past 5 years, you know, being an entrepreneur is sometimes a lot of ups and downs, a lot of struggle, I have to say. And having Google.
Now to Sri Lanka, where, as you've been hearing in the last hour, the Singapore-owned cargo ship laden with chemicals is sinking off the west coast. It threatens an environmental and economic disaster, and the fishing and tourist industries are facing the worst of it. Well, let's cross now to Katie Silpour. Now, tell me, what have we heard from the owners? I mean, have we heard anything, or are we expecting something soon? Now, do stay with us here on BBC News. Still to come, testing the market. Hello there, welcome back. Just a quick reminder of our latest headline. Well, it started with selling books, didn't it? Now Amazon supplies just about everything you can possibly think of. But is healthcare the next frontier on the platform? Well, Amazon has built a brand new laboratory here in the UK to process COVID-19 tests and identify variants from across Europe. At the moment, it's only being used to test Amazon's own workforce. To find out more, our correspondent Coletta Smith has been given exclusive access to the site in Manchester. Now, finally, it's long had cult status among Gen Z consumers, but now the second-hand fashion app Depop has entered the financial big league. It's been bought by the e-commerce firm Etsy in a deal worth $1.6 billion. Now, Depop, if you don't know it, allows you to buy and sell second-hand items, tapping into an interest in sustainability among the 16 to 25-year-olds in particular, who make up the vast majority of its users, something like 90%. Well, let's speak now agency. Thank you very much for joining us today, Rebecca. Now, this is a kind of interesting move from Etsy here. They're going after a consumer a good 10 years younger than the ones that on average are buying from Etsy. So what's the rationale here? Consumer in what they want and how they shop, do you think?
I think I'm not sure I would describe them as fickle. I think that the re-commerce market shows actually that they're,
Now, a quick flash, if you like, of the markets. On Twitter, I'm at Fritz News. I'm Victoria Fritz. Thank you for your company today on BBC One, for all our viewers here in the UK, and BBC News. For viewers here in, well, the rest of the world, you've got me for another hour. So I will see you with all your headlines in about 5 minutes' time. Bye-bye for now. Hello there. We start in the United States, where shares in the cinema chain AMC nearly doubled on Wednesday amid frenzied trading by retail investors. They're up nearly 3,000% since this time last year. The latest example of the investment craze for meme stocks, hyped on forums and social media. From New York, Michelle Fleury reports. Michelle Fleury there. Now here, as you can see, is Susanna Streeter. She's the Senior Investment Analyst at Hargreaves Lansdown. She's based in Bristol in the west of England. It's good to see you, Susanna. Now, looking at your platform, these shares are selling like hotcakes. It's easy to dismiss this, isn't it, these meme stocks? But is there any logic at all to this investment?